I have been busy. I have, yeah. I literally took stock of like what we had last time and realised that we really got to, as well as weeped a little bit at the loss of like the pile of, I think it was 2 sets. But I am going to treat it as I said. We're going to treat it as, yeah, we've like, oh, did I? Did we buy that? I can't remember if I'm doing testing or what. I didn't. Yeah, that is the secret weapon I was talking about. I thought I'd just tested. I must have saved the game with it in. I was testing to see how well we did. I have been busy. I have created some larger production silos specifically for this on this type of map. So one thing I'm going to do straight away is we're going to set you going because we have got a big field and I am going to assist, but we've got some work to do first. So let's set this going on first. Should have self-remote and everything, but we do need to also, even though I do intend on dropping this straight into the silo, we do need to like do some work. Now obviously I know we all know in real life I wouldn't be able to drop a silo down just like this, or well the metal bin types perhaps, but not this particular type. Now I'm a bit, it's really, I think it's already in the perfect place, and the one we're going to put down is much larger, but we haven't really got much choice. So this is dearer too, obviously. I'm like trying to play this realistically. I'm hoping I've done the prices correctly. Should have one for 47 as well, I believe. Yes, this is the biggie. You're not kidding. Is that as big as you expected it to be? Whoa, that is a beast. It's 1 million storage per thing. It'd have to be a monster. It really would. So I'm trying to be realistic, but I don't want to like destroy that pile of... Yeah, we're going to have to... I think we're going to have to enhance the edge of the field a little bit to make this actually work. But we need to do it, so... yeah, so I would say... We'll do it in the one where we've already done it. Right, oh, we were lucky we didn't lose anything there. Yeah, I do realise it's going to like ruin a bit of the field, but to be honest, it's really going to like come into its own, so it needs to be, and we'll steal a bit of the field. It's not like our fields are not, yeah, I mean they are quite large already, so I think we can, oh no, don't do it again. Do not do that again. I was weeping at the loss of... yeah, it's also got the new BI Industries as well. Let's do a bit of grass around it as well. Yeah, because I want the workers to obviously... Oh, I mean, this is me on this field, but like in the future, I do want the workers to like differentiate between... Let's say I'm going to do like curvy bits like... And sort of like that. And like that. So we've got quite a nice bits that leads to it, I think. That's not too bad. It looks a bit odd, but yeah, it does look a bit odd now. Let's just blend it in a bit. Otherwise it does sort of look strange, especially with the chevrons and everything. And we'll do a little few bits of the same stuff just to... The trouble is it's a perfect square. That's the only thing in it really. You need to like do lots of little bit. It's a weird sort of like shape really. It is. Right, okay, that's as good a blending as I think we're going to be. So we really need to grab this little lot off. We need to grab the... Are you working? Oh, okay, you're stuck on a tree. Right, okay. Now that could really happen. I did wonder why it was like stuck in that particular position. This is going to be a bit of a monster. I'm going to go... yeah, now we'll put that down. I'm going to go into a time lapse. Now I have increased the capacity of our busy, and it needs obviously the model. It comes with a model, so we should have the same model ourselves on our B Industries one, and it should look completely different now because we've increased the hopper. Oh, okay, we haven't. So I've done the wrong one. That's not too bad, actually. Oh, I don't have access. This is our field, mate. We do have access. We honestly do. Right, now then. We're going to take this down to the bottom. We can see what we're going to get back for it. And I am going to play this properly. Ooh. Yeah, I have been working, or BI Industries has been working on, which basically means me. I am the R&D department. Yeah, so that's all done. We've got the hay with the straw to pick up, but to be honest, that really isn't. Yeah, it's not important. I'm going to take this back. We're going to part exit for the one that is. It's a little bit dearer, but it's really spot on for. Right. Well, that's typical. All bad things happen all at once. Why are you? By an object. Oh no, not really. That should really have not done anything like that because it's only new to the field, really. Right, okay then. And then we'll go and spot this for the new units that I have prepared. I thought I'd actually done this model. I didn't realise this was the another model. But I thought I'd done the standard one, to be honest, but I obviously didn't. Let's just get past this so we don't leave this because it should take a few minutes to fill up. But we really do need this to be like. Yeah, there's an awful lot of work to do, so let's quickly go and grab and swap that unit. Obviously, whatever it costs, it costs. I'm not like this would be the same for anybody. Although it's BI Industries, we're still buying our own kit properly from the shop. Now, although this looks quite bad, well, it is actually quite bad because really, this is a bit wide. Yeah, it is a bit. Never thought about that. Of course, you'd stop right opposite a lamppost. Seriously? And you're in the middle of the road. Oh, well, there's three of you, so of course, right, okay. Impasse, right? Believe this is the time when really, because I've got to be honest, the traffic really is in the most awful possible place it could be. It's not realistic, and even the most horrible drivers would usually like yield to something like this or move out your way. I mean, you do get some drivers that won't, but like, yeah. So let's get this to the shop, bring this back. You probably would have this delivered, really. I mean, it is true. It is, the Amity is it's a bit of a beast, really. Yeah, there's still definitely weird things going on with the fences. It does strange jiggles, but it's not just. I'm not blaming JMGaming because it actually happens with all sorts of manner of things. Out the corner of your eye, you see productions and straw planes and all manner of things that are still. I've got to be honest, it's an improvement. I'm not having a go in a way because Giants have done a lot of improvements. But yeah, like that black that just appeared in the middle of the car park for no reason. It is weird, glitchy things are happening. Yeah, you see them out the corner of your eye every now and again, all weird, wonderful things. Right, so we want to sell you, yes. So it's about 12,000. We're going to cost us an awful lot more to buy the bigger one. It is, and I'm going to play this, realistically. It will serve us well. We do need this, and it is still very reasonable. So, that is, of course, if... No, it's the original. Yeah. It's a little bit bigger, but it's actually built on top of the metal. It does not affect the actual thing, but it is welded to the main frame. So, it's 47.8 cubic meters, but I've got to be realistic. It's very deep. And the only thing is I've increased the I think the horsepower would need increasing a little. So, I mean, we have got a monster that's doing this at the minute. But, yeah, this one isn't on the mod hub yet. But I will be releasing this one too. But for now, yeah, we will. It's going to skin us a bit. But we are going to start to earn some cash. The one thing I haven't done, but there's no real worry about that, is we haven't done the... I've done, obviously, the production silo. I haven't done the very large... Now, I'm hoping this works, because I tweaked this. I tested the slightly smaller one, and I did a little video on it, which I shall be, like, literally posting tonight. Okay, let's do that. This is the thing. And then we're going to go into the monster time-lapse, because this is going to be a bit of a beastly session, really. It is. There's no denying that. Oh, perfect place, though, to... So, yeah, you couldn't have asked for a better place for him to stop, could you, really? I thought you said Mickey to begin with. Oh. Yeah, so it's... And I don't believe we're too far out, really, with how big that is. It's very, very deep. I'm not sure if it is quite as big as this. So if it isn't, I will tweak it to be as realistic as possible, he says, as he tries to knock the new silo down. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, actually, comparing this to... Oh, wow, that is big. Of course, I never realised. Ooh. I think you've got a little bit bad with the length of the... yeah, that's definitely not... I've got to be honest, I actually I cheated on this one, hence the fact it's as large as it is. Everything is stretched. Everything. So you can see that's not quite the right thing to do. I need to adjust the little things. I just thought it was the easiest way to get everything the right sort of size as it should be. But obviously there's always going to be casualties if you choose that kind of thing. I just thought everything was in scale then, with the way it should be. But obviously, when I say everything, not quite everything. So let's set this going. And I believe we're going to go straight to time-lapse now, because we've shown the new silo. We're going to, like, grab that beast of a thing. I'm intrigued, though, to see how... Yeah, like, how big that is in comparison to that hold. As to whether it really would be... Oh, we have got something. What have we done that we shouldn't have done? There's something sticking. Oh, seriously? Do you know... Knife. I wouldn't have expected that, actually. Not its position there. That was a bit... Anyway, let's not let it rattle a cage, or we'll like go downhill fast, and then we will switch the workers on. I mean, it is very large. I've got to be honest. It is, again, and it also is only marginally bigger than the actual size of that. It goes to that size, and it says it only sticks out as much as the old one did. But I've got to be honest, I might adjust that so that it really is, yeah, something that's like a beacon perhaps, that I've like not quite noticed. Yeah, I'd like to get this so that it really would be. The other thing is it could go higher. I'd have to make the structure of the metal beneath, but there is no reason why this can't go up higher than it actually does at present. So again, this is all me just testing to see how is this going to work, or is it silly, or... like all things, it's not silly, but I don't think it's quite right. And that is the thing of when you consider real R&D in the real world. This is really a prototype, would be exactly like this. Well, I don't mean exactly like this, but what I mean is, yeah, it would be. Now then, we're going to crack on with this one, and we're going to have to unload. Now, what I'd like to do is shift the little one. Yeah, I've really nerfed the horsepower. A big tractor like this seriously should not be struggling like this. Right, anyway, time-lapse time. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. in all, I'm going to class that as a win. The field plane's not quite right, but I didn't think it would be. It's a difficult thing to do. Even the proper ones are a little bit not quite right. Sometimes when you watch them empty, but this really is not sort of good at all. Obviously, there's an awful lot of stuff. This is the only field where we've actually got all of the stuff and stuck it all in a silo, and there's none of it outside. So although it's the bigger one, when we see how much of this is, we're not going to be far off. There's going to be quite a few 100 litres more of this because it is the bigger of the 3 fields. But what I mean is the carrots shouldn't be too far behind it, and then the red beets probably are the worst of the lot. But obviously both the carrots and the red beets, we've got stuff actually on the field, so we can't really tell. So we sort of got a rough gauge by looking at how much of the parsnips we've done as to actually how much. I was trying to fill this with diesel, but I can't find the fill place, and it was preferring to try to fill it with carrots. So I thought, no. I always know it is always a very thirsty beast. I've played that on 2 other Let's Plays now. It's a beautiful bit of kit, but boy, is it hungry for fuel. It is a big beast, though, to be honest. So very pleased with this, all in all. And it is, if you look closely, I thought, well, it's not actually that much different to the hold on this one. It's a different shape, admittedly, but its depth on this is not terribly deep. All things considered, I think actually ours is probably, you know, we'd have to like go side by side. Let's just let go of that. I'm really intrigued because obviously the one thing I am trying to go for realism. It's quite deep. Its thickness is wrong, but I mean this was a knock up of what I'd already got in a few minutes to see is the concept sound. That's the thing. When you look at obviously it's got that bit at the front where it goes at an angle, so that's not square. It's not really completely. If anything, I'd say ours was bigger. Yeah, that is as big as that. And I would say it's equally as deep, only, yeah, if we sort of try, because they're the whole, in fact, if anything, ours is bigger, it's true. Yeah, I would say ours is slightly wider, so without any kind of cheating, I would say ours is probably, you've also got the bit that goes upwards quite a lot, so I'd say actually we're closer. If I'm going to hit 45, I'd say that's close to 60 tons. I think I could seriously, looking at the hold on this, I could actually seriously put that up to 60 tons, and that's what I wanted to check. The thickness of the walls, I'm going to do a proper job, but I think I'm right. I think say 57,777 rather than the 47,777. It's not far off. Yeah, looking at that, I've got to be honest. If anything, it's slightly deeper, and it's definitely an awful lot bigger. I mean, an awful lot bigger. I was like, so, ooh, 540 tons. Not as much as I thought. Not really. I thought we might break a mil. 540. This is obviously filled, so this is 250 tons. Yeah, it is exactly. So 750,000 litres of parsnips. It's like nearly 800 actually. So I would guess, looking at the size of our fields, if that's 800, that's 650 to 7, and I would say this is 700 minus a few thousand litres that I destroyed. That and that are not too much different, so I wouldn't be surprised if the carrots were, as I say, 7, just a little bit shy of that. So really now, if you look at all things considered, all we've got left to harvest is our sugarcane harvest. Yeah, I'm going to obviously, now that we've got the straw to get in on all 4 of those fields. We've also, we're not finished yet. We've finished the harvest in so much as we've got them on here, but we haven't finished. I might, because I've done a few episodes of this now, this is a bit of a monster. I might try to see if I can have a bit of a go at doing the big, the big trailer. We could really do with it, but I've got to be honest, I don't think it's one of those things I can do quickly. I mean, I've got this on hand, but it's not like I can sort of pull a trick like that. I could make a trailer very much deeper, but but then you've got the thing of, well, how on earth am I going to get things into it? You've got the Annaburgers that are really tall and they're specialist, and we want a general use trailer. So the only way really I can do it is to make it longer. Even that can cause issues, but it's the only way we're really going to do it. So yeah, obviously we need everything ploughing, we need stoke, but then the biggest thing next is obviously to do the cannery, and I need to make that. So again, that's not going to take too long. I can make it bigger. Imagine, to be honest, it's not really about the storage of the cannery, really. It's more about the speed of it. I want to make at least a super, which is twice as good. I think a super will do us, because the normal cannery was good. I think we'll go for a level 2, which is a bionic, and it'll be twice as good as the standard cannery, which is already good. We've had that on 2 Let's Plays, and it was very good on both. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with what we did. That, I've got to be honest, they are definitely some of the biggest fields I've ever done. Especially, we sort of had a bit of it about. That's obviously an absolute beast. I didn't realise that obviously when we bought it, it was an unrealistic header that's obviously super duper fast. But all things considered, with like our fields, I'm quite glad that we sort of had a bit of a. I don't think it's too terrible. What I'm trying to say? It's not like all I'm doing is I've gotten a little faster. I know it's not realistic in a way, but it's not like I've got an 8 meter header or anything like that. I mean, it's weird with the amateur. It doesn't feel quite 6.5 meters. It's almost like it's inside the edge of that. I was trying to look at the gate, because this was the easiest side, because I could see that, well, that is the edge of the harvester. But maybe the thickness of the wall, because that is equally as thick as my thing at the top. But this side is obviously wrong, but not by a lot again. And it didn't seem anywhere near to be able to do that. It seems to be not quite right. Yeah, the wheel is there. It's in quite a bit on both sides. So although it may be 6.5 meters, I don't think it's much above 6 that's actually lifting the crop. It, as beautiful as it is, boy, is that mucky. And it's mucky everywhere. Is it wheels? Oh, it's got stanchions to lift it. So it's also uneven ground. So yeah, give giants to do. It's difficult. And also it is on it's on the edge of a rutty bit that then goes down into the field edge, so it's difficult to do. It was really, the physics on this game are really second to none. So yeah, next session we'll get one of the where are we? I think we're going to be back down the yard for that. Look at that beast. That is a monster. Nowhere near as big as that monster though. That is a beautiful, absolute monster of the BGA. I love the towers on there. And yet the thing is, realistically, it's not taking up much room. It's all about height. It is. I love it. That's why I chose these models. I thought, the one thing that's sort of overlooked is you can make a silo like a tower block, and it can certainly have a lot of room inside it, but this is not that monstrously big to actually, also the other thing is the salt thing. How are we doing on that? Because that's a bit of a dark horse as well. Yeah, I mean, we've only just started to do it. The flower of salt is the really super duper one. I mean, this is the large one, so I'm quite pleased with this. It's really, I think we only put it down 1 month, so I think it's only 1 month. We've not done an awful lot, so yeah, next time we'll get that designed, the cannery, and I think it will go there. We are running out of, to be honest, I've always said this, I don't want to run too many productions. I've got to be honest, it gets really, really nasty. So if we go for the bioplastics, it's a little slow, is all I'm going to say. And I don't mean that nasty to JMGaming. What I'm trying to say is it's our central production. Oh, look at those birds. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, it's our central production, but oh wow, that fence is doing weird things. it's a little slow to be just. It takes all year to do its business. The cannery is a lot faster, and if we go for a bionic, it's going to be very fast, and it needs to be because it's got an awful lot to chew through. So, yeah, this is still a good business. I'm not for 1 minute knocking JMGaming's what he's done. It's one of the best models I've ever seen. I love the fact that he's got it all inside. It's absolutely amazing. No wastage, all inside. The detail on this is phenomenal. It really is. I mean, I love going up the stairs on this, all of the goo and the nooks and the crannies, the diagrams, real attention to detail. It really is very meticulous. So yeah, I love when I did the walkthrough. I don't know that I did all of this. I had a look afterwards myself. Yeah, it's quite amazing what does what. It really is amazing. It is, I've got to be honest. I'm stuck. Right, I'm going to tab. For once, I'm going to tab. Yeah, so we are going to be using this a lot. I'm going to try to get the feel, but I was mucking around with this. I can't remember if I did a little bit of a video. I think I did, thinking about it. It was in the middle of the night. I was a little bit sleepy. But I vaguely remember that I did actually do a few minutes to say that we were buying this. So we did pay for it, and it is, yeah, this is our secret weapon for grabbing stuff off. It is quite good, but I think it's probably stuck. It doesn't like rutty fields, which I don't think anything like that would. It is 50 horsepower. It has got a bit of a good engine in it, but yeah, we'll be using this to, yeah, I think I tested it with a straw. No, I did, yeah, I did, definitely. Yeah, so I'll be grabbing this, but I would really, really think we could do with a trailer. I've got the 47, nearly a 50 tonner. It's not terrible. We've got that one that's nearly 50 tons, but the thing I love about mine is its unload rate is ferocious. Now, we need it to be ferocious because we've got massive monster piles of these to get rid of. Now, that my belt system is fast. It's not stupidly fast. It's a little faster than Dr. Julia, the Dr. Julia one. Little. Yeah, obviously in editing I can see how Dr. Julia's is, and I can also see how fast mine is, like loading a similar amount, and mine's definitely sort of a little quicker than Dr. Julia's looking at the editing. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. This has been a monster. Again, I'm leaving this one linear, but all we did was like we started and then we finished. There's nothing more to it. Yeah, and I realised this here, it's weird, it really is outfield, and yeah, I think I will have to point this out to JMGaming that this here says it's not, but if you look at the land, it really is ours. If we go to farmland, you can see we really do own, or do we? Or do we? It's hard to tell. Maybe we don't. That's on the edge, that red bit there. So maybe we don't. So if we don't, what we ought to do is the bits that are left, while we've got good access. I always like to do this. I did on No Man's Land. Yeah, there's a bit, although we did actually manage to get that up. But this bit here, definitely I tried multiple times to actually go over that. So I think what we'll do is like a bit of a, the bit that we can't do, and we will make that into a, yeah, we could manage that bit. So right, okay, I think I'm happy with that. Shouldn't have done too much. We know roughly where we've got to go to next time. That's all. It just saves wasting any time trying to plant things and then not being able to grab it off the ground. So we still got a monster. We've got all of this lot to get off the fields with, oh yeah, oh no, that's still, yeah, red beets or carrots that I put in there. I think it was red beets actually. There's some quite monstrous piles of red beets on that field. Not too many that we nearly, obviously I nearly emptied every one with that one, so there's not too much red beets, but carrots, it's nearly all. I think I only did about 50 tons into that, so yeah, the rest is all on the field. That's an awful lot. So 650,000 litres-ish, if my guess is anywhere right on that field. That is a lot of lugging. It is. So, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to do it. Whether I'm going to like get to, I mean, we have got this and the, I'm not sure how big this one actually is. No, that's not that one. I'm looking in the wrong place. I've confused myself. Is it that one? That's it, that one there. Yeah, 37, and I'm not sure if this can go any bigger. There is a one that's, I'm thinking of the 60 tonner that's the lorry bag, I think. I'm not sure. I think this is fully expanded. We'll have a very quick look because we really do need to take this back anyway. So we've got all the straw and all of the vegetables to get up, but the biggest thing is obviously to put the plant down and like get all the equipment back, because it's soon going to be, well, it is edge of autumn, isn't it? August. It's like our traffic. I know what I'm like. I'll be like wondering for like 3 or 4 episodes, what's happened to the traffic? You switched it off. It's amazing how if you just the penny drop sometimes, you think there's not a lot of traffic on the road. You think, oh no, of course I switched it off. I am a terror. Right. Yeah, so that is definitely it. We will, yeah, obviously like anybody in the halves, we've then got to gather our thoughts to like what we're going to do with everything. So this needs putting into there, but I'm going to put it in the production silo, and or am I? It's true. Yeah, it is true what I was saying. I don't completely trust the production system. It's not quite right. Sometimes I feel like I prefer to do things manually. If I remember rightly, yeah, this is not the easiest approach. Not, again, only because of the way that puts it. Nah, that's right, it's easier to put it this way. Yeah, sure, that's right, yeah. Just I will empty this, and then I'm just going to have a look to see if this, I think this is at full. This is the one I had on Frontier, I'm sure it is, and I'm sure the 37, it was this, I think. Yeah, we haven't got any. I think the biggest one we've got is 55 or 60. The one I've got on Rizu Forest, I think it's the biggest in the game at the minute. I can't remember if it's 55 or I think it's 55,000 litres. I think that is it. So that's the biggest. So we're not, my big one is still not that much different to that one, but I'm sure this is a 37.5 tonner. So we'll have a quick look, and then I really am slinging my book. Fantastic. Yeah, we still need a couple of big tractors because yeah, that biggie is doing pretty much all of the heavy lifting. And I realised that although I went for the Massey, customise, I don't think this goes any bigger. I think we've already got the extension. Yeah, we have. Yeah, 37.5. I thought so. Yeah. So that is as big as it gets. It's not terrible. It's nearly 40 tons. The other one is like 46 or something. So between the two, it's 90 odd tons. That's not too terrible. We could be filling the two of them up. And one thing I've always wanted to try and do is that one where you actually tell them to keep going to the silos. So we could set up like where they work. I'd like to. I've never quite got it. I've got it to work a couple of times, sort of, but I always found it more faffy than it sort of saved. So, I mean, we can't keep spending money. It's gonna cost us nearly 50,000 for the bionic cannery. Yeah, the bionic cannery with Suit Factory. Oh, hang on, is it that already? No, I think it's 27. It is. Yeah, my small ones are 17,000. My slightly better ones, which is usually either enhanced or it does more than it should do, is 27,000. And then like, so that one really would be about 50,000, 47,777, which would make it into a bionic basically. And then that is one of the special ones really. Like the rope factory is a bit special, so that's a bit, I think that's a bit dearer. I think that starts at 27,000 for just the rope factory, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it is. Oh, I was going to say, I thought it had gone wrong then. I am tweaking the design of all of mine because I'm sort of in agreement with most of the sensible modders. I'm not really wanting to do a pusher, so I'm going to like design it slightly different. I think the one thing that can't, obviously you've got to have your grate underneath that. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But I can go for the little grate. I can adopt the one that comes from my small silo. If I sort of pick that, it's then going to make this quite a small form factor, and then I can put this slightly to the right so that when you're filling, you're not actually grabbing the stuff out of these ones. Or I do what a lot of modders do, and we have on the opposite side of this, we have the production section. That way you're never ever going to, I'd like to do it by distance, so that obviously this is not quite as big, and then that we're not quite grabbing the stuff from here. But I always find it's a bit hard to achieve, but we shall see. It is possible, so I'd like to do it so that they are together, but not quite as close together as they actually are present. So yeah, I'm going to see what I can do with that without going to pushes and things like that. It's sort of nice, but then I think we can do it without it, just with a little bit of thought and planning. So yeah, that's my plan. But that is where I'm going to leave it. Yes, a monster session. Actually, not as bad as I thought. I really did think that this was going to go on and on and on and on and on, a lot more than it actually did. So the fact that we've only got, when is our sugarcane ready? Yeah, I mean, we've got to also save a bit of leasing for the sugarcane. It is ready in 2 months if we planted it in March. I'm not sure if we did it in April, but that's also, obviously we've got a lease at Orstoft, which is not, you don't look at that like that. It is sugar cane. Oh no, we were going to go for a forage header, weren't we? Yeah, so we need to lease a forage harvester, and we haven't got any really cheap ones in the game yet. I'd love to make the Legatech work. I've forgotten how to do it, but you'd need a monster tractor, and although we've got a biggie, it's not got a front 3-point link, so that's out. The cheapest one is the Colossus forage harvester, or the Jaguar's not too much different. Oh, that's a monster though, isn't it? So we could lease that. How much to lease you? Oh no, I'm not trying. I want to lease 15,422. So it's not really the end of the world. It's got 10,060 litre hold as well. Wow, that's a bit special. Wow, that is so yeah, I think we'll lease that because it's the most reasonable of all, and we will lease one of the super headers that we have now got that do the. Actually, yeah, well, this may also do it. I'm sure somebody does. It's this one. Yeah, the X-Collect Steel. Yeah, 127. I'm surprised that the Chris and Riley S have not actually done that. Perhaps they didn't want to stand on the. We have got one. Sugarcane Unrealistic. 15,000, is that all? That's phenomenal. Haven't we got one of these? I'm sure we bought something in our equipment list that's sitting on the. I think it was the header that we've actually got, but it will be a Colossus range lizard vegetable header. Yeah, we know that's what we've actually got. Vegetable harvester, Titan. Here we go. Yeah, that's right. It was more for the grass, and yeah, it is. I was right. We did have one, but yeah, we seem to have an awful lot of Colossuses, which I'm quite glad of. I really do love that. Oh, my sign this is the new one, I think. Yeah, I've changed the sign on this. The only one thing is a little bit odd, is that the cow in the middle-ish has got antlers rather than horns. I looked at it and thought, isn't that a deer? It's a strange looking cow. And that's what you get when you ask the AI to do a picture. But I thought it was a bit more, it's sort of slightly comedy. And it's also got the birds in and that we've got on this. It's got the red barn, grass, yeah, all of the things that you'd see in a farm. Uh, I'm not going to ask about what's happening to the post. It seems to be going through. Yeah, some of the AI things don't make a lot of sense when you start to look at the tiny details, but it really is a good sign. I'm quite pleased with it. I might have another go in the future. It's a little bit odd, but all in all, it's really good. Took quite a few attempts to get this sign right. The amount of times that they either like didn't spell the pusher right or it wasn't. The first one was a giant attacking humans. No, it's a farming game. Can we please have like flowers and the sun? And then it really did listen. And that I thought was, of all of the attempts it made, that was the best one. I quite like that. A green giant pushing a stone up a hill. I thought the mover, the pusher. Yeah, I thought that was quite apt. So yeah, that's and the BI Industries as well. I'm glad I've got that. It's the first building that we've actually got that onto. So what is a plant? Has that got sugar cane in it? Just one last thing before I scoot, because yeah, I need to make sure it's got all the things that we need it to have. Not sure about the sugar cane. It might be one of those things I forgot. Poplars, peas, sugar beet. No, we remembered. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be something else. I forgot wool for a bit, but yeah, we can add it as I found out what I've missed. Yeah, so all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.